Happy Friday. And again, we have another Nimox post. So we're just going to go through the quick changes that has been listed to the class tree and the survival tree. There has been several good changes to both BM and MM. However, I don't really play those specs. So if you want to see those changes, I suggest either A, going to the forum post or going to another content creator who's bigger into those two specs. But right now, we'll start off with the class tree. The first note is just a bug fix for how the tree was working on alpha, so we'll just skip past that. Alpha Predator's value has been lowered from 30% to 15%. This is the decision node in the bottom left-hand corner. This is the 2 charges and damage versus the execute damage. So this makes more sense because right now I think it was always take Alpha Predator no matter what damage-wise. Whereas now this will probably be a decision for BM. I still think Survival is probably going to tend towards Alpha Predator, just on the fact that having 2 charges is super important for the spec. Next change is to improve Tar Trap. This is the 2.5 second reduction on your traps. It currently had Tar Trap, Steel Trap, and Freezing. They have added High Explosive Trap to it. This is, in my eyes, now more interesting for PvP. I still think it's pretty dull for PvE, but I feel like sometimes talents can't be winners for both categories of content, so I'm now surprisingly okay with this talent. Other than I really think it should be switching places with Rejuvenating Wind. I feel like we just have a defensive package right here, and we have traps all along this line. I feel like if Improved Traps got this added High Explosive Track CDR and switched places with Rejuvenating Wind, I'd be pretty okay with the talent and pretty happy if it wasn't touched again. Next change is to Stampede. Now targets hit by snared by 30%, and you and your pets gain 10% increased critical strike chance against targets hit by Stampede. This is going to be pretty interesting to see if this is now a stronger option than Death Chakram for specific high moments of burst for AoE. I still see the value in Death Chakram, especially for Hunter. Lining up with Spearhead every time seems really powerful. So at least this may not beat out Death Chakram now, but it's probably more competitive than what it used to be. So good change, nothing to complain about there. Hunter's agility is once again avoidance. This was changed to dodge last week, and basically it caused an entire uproar on the forums, so it is now back to avoidance. It'll probably have its percentages reduced. However, if it doesn't, 8% avoidance sounds amazing. Next, we have Camouflage no longer directly links to Improved Traps. Instead, we have the Decision node now links to Born to be Wild. This was pretty good. You're always routing to Born to be Wild for the most part in this Hunter section. And now just going through this split node, which you are 100% going through every time, lets you bypass camo for content that doesn't need it. So you'd go down, probably pick up a stronger wall, and then you'd have to go back up, get camo, get Born to be Wild, whereas now you would just go straight down to Born to be Wild. So this is another good change, no complaints here. We now have the 2 big changes for the neutral tree. We have 2 new 2-point abilities for throughput. The first one is Serrated Shots. Serpent Sting and your bleed damage is increased by 10 to 20%. This value is increased by 20 to 40% in Execute. This is going to be for Survival. This is going to be pretty big. We're already keeping up Serpent Sting 100% of the time. We already have Bloodseeker up 100% of the time. However, the new Spearhead talent also causes your Mongoose Bite and Raptor Strike to leave a dot damage for 35%. Assuming this is the bleed, this would also be buffed by Serrated Shots. So this could be a lot of value and could be a staple talent for Survival until or if it is changed. The second 2-point is Arctic Bola. This causes your Aim Shot, Cobra Shot, Raptor Strike, and Mongoose Bite to have a chance to fling a Bola out at your target that bounces 2 to 4 times and deals increased damage per point. Targets struck by the Bola are snared for 20% for 3 seconds. Interesting. This is just going to be a bunch of free cleave from the sounds of it. We'll have to see where both these talents are situated. I am really hoping that Serrated Shots is off Serpent Sting, and there's a lot of value to go into Serpent Sting as a Survival Hunter. We'll just have to see how that plays out on Tuesday when the build goes live and we get to see the talents. We're going to move down into Survival changes. We had a few changes this week. Pretty good. A big one is Coordinated Assault, Spearhead, and the related talents should now be working. It is going to be really interesting to see how these play out now. because there was a lot of speculating. Like, for example, I did the math and I was just expecting about 30 seconds of Spearhead. It's going to be interesting to see people test this thoroughly. Whether Red Bomb, like, my prediction is Red Bomb is going to be mandatory with Spearhead to build up time. It'll be interesting to see if that is true, if that works out that way, or if potentially maybe Bloody Claws is just a huge upgrade for it, and you're going to be Mongoose Bite no matter what as you go into Spearhead. So this is going to be awesome. We're going to be able to test this next week, and we're going to get some definitive answers. Explosive Expert Tooltip has been updated. So Explosive Expert used to be kill shots reduce the cooldown of Wildfire Bomb. They have since changed it to this is now just going to be a blank CDR. This will make sense when we get to the Birds of Prey change, which is kill shots now strike up to 3 targets while Coordinated Assault is active, instead of being an extend mechanic. So that initial idea that we thought was going to be, you're going to play Spearhead, and you're going to probably do about 30 seconds of Spearhead, and then you're going to move into Coordinated Assault, and you'll do about 30 seconds of Coordinated Assault. So that's not going to happen. There is no extending feature to Coordinated Assault now. It is simply, you're going to get to 20 seconds, whereas Spearhead is still going to continue to have that Birds of Prey-esque feel to it. Additionally, they have a choice node down against this AoE kill shot, and that is simply that when you enter Coordinated Assault, you're going to get a reset on your bomb, and when you leave Coordinated Assault, you're going to get a free bomb as well. Probably going to be the staple pick. The AoE kill shots, depending on how much damage kill shots doing next patch, may be interesting for an incredible amount of sustained AoE. Like, I think on paper, if you're looking at Birds of Prey, this is a Mythic Plus talent. And then Bombardier seems like everything else, including also some value in Mythic Plus by getting 2 free bombs. But we'll have to see just how often we're kill shotting during Coordinated Assault and how powerful kill shot is. So, up for discussion. Cool. Guerrilla Tactics initial damage reduced to 50% from 100. So Guerrilla Tactics is the 2 charges. They could nerf this to 0%, to be honest, and I'd still think this would probably be a mandatory talent for survival. 2 charges is just too good. Initial damage being higher, still just too good. Mandatory talent, probably worth nerfing, honestly, but hey, we're still going to take it. Good changes for Fear of the Eagle. Fear of the Eagle has been up to 50% crit again on targets below 20% health. If you don't know what it is right now, it's 30% plus each point into Ruthless Marauder is a stacking increased percentage of critical strike. That has been changed now so that instead of increasing the critical strike chance, because we were overcapping crit on the 3rd point, and that was an issue. So they have now instead of increasing the crit chance, you're increasing the threshold at which you gain the crit chance by 5% per point. So, good changes. 50 likes already, and can't wait to see this build on Alpha Tuesday. So if you have made it this far in the video, thank you. If you enjoyed this kind of keeping up with current events of Bluepost, please let me know. As far as future plans for the next video, Survival's Mastery came up a bit today in discussion as far as designing and its strength. So the plan is the next video will cover Mastery and some solutions and the kind of the state on how powerful Mastery is for Survival Hunter right now. But enjoy your weekend. Have a wonderful Friday. Thank you guys for listening.